Hi, everyone. It's Coach Kristen here. Thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to take a minute to talk to you a little bit about my running history and how I became a running coach. So, when I was young, I did organized sports in high school, and running was a requirement to play the sport. And I remember for field hockey, all we had to do is a 3 mile loop. And I thought, this is nonsense. Why run if you're not chasing a ball or being chased after? So running wasn't for me. But then when I went to college, I learned what a marathon was. I'd never heard of the term before. I didn't know it existed as a sport. And so something about it just spoke to me. This idea of extreme challenge and perseverance and spending time training and doing something that not a lot of people have done. And so the idea of a marathon always spoke to me from college on. And at that point, I had started to get into mid distance running, 5 mile races, a few half marathons, but never a full. And when I was in graduate school, my college roommate called me and said, Kristen, there's this marathon called the Philadelphia Marathon that happens before Thanksgiving. And I said, oh, okay, great, let's do it. So we signed up, and that was my first marathon in 2005. And I swore that I would never, ever, ever in my life run a marathon again. Um, and the reason for that is because I made a lot of first timer mistakes. I wasn't properly fueled or hydrated. I didn't stretch. I went out too fast. I wasn't properly dressed. And so when I hit mile 18 and hit that proverbial wall, boy, did I ever. And, you know, after a few years, the pain dissipates. I was watching some folks run a marathon. I was doing a team race, and I was really motivated by the runners who were finishing the marathon and seeing how happy and excited they were. And I thought, you know what? If I did it right this time and I properly trained, maybe I could do another one. And so I did my second marathon 6 years later. And that's when I got the marathon bug and the running bug. And since then, in 9 years, I've done 110 marathons total. And so I'm extremely passionate for that distance. I love the fact that it is challenging. I love the fact that it kind of tips you over the edge, but it is still something that's achievable within a day. And it's still something that's achievable for any novice runner. If you can go out and run 3 miles, you can train for a marathon. I'm very confident in that. And that's why I turned into being a running coach. Again, my first marathon, I trained by myself. I made a lot of classic mistakes. And I look back on that experience and wonder how different would my first marathon been if I had been coached and trained properly, if I knew about hydration, if I knew about proper speed work and cross training and stretching, how sleep and stress impact a workout, tips of form, how to dress appropriately for the run that you're having that day. It only makes me wonder what my experience could have been. But with time, you learn. And along the way, in the 110 marathons I've done, I've definitely have picked up some tips and tricks. And so I'm excited for the opportunity to pass those on to you and to coach you and see you meet your goal, whatever that might be. Crossing the finish line happy and healthy is mine. You'll find yours. And so I'm really looking forward to the opportunity. I'm excited to be able to run with you. And thank you so much.